Peace, family. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Grand Rising, Joyous Rising. Happy afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you all? This is Dr. Kia Pruitt coming back with some more breaking news. Guess what, y'all? You'll never believe this. So much is going on in the news. So many things now are being reported after all these years of us crazy conspiracy theorists making up this fantastic, fabulous stuff that's just malarkey. You know what I'm saying? All this fake news that we conspiracy theorists have been giving is now making it to the mainstream media. So hello, it is Friday or Friday. January the 27th, 2023, and the time is 2:05 p.m. Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to see you all. So much is going on. Can you believe it? Can you believe everything that's being reported? Everything we're finally seeing with our eyes is finally coming to pass. Hello, Baltimore. Hello, Shirley. Hi, my girl and Caroline. Hello, Nicole. Hello, everybody coming in. Who is that from Baltimore? Ray Richardson. Hi, Captain Switch. And all of you are, hi. Yes. Oh, USARCO is in the house. Thank you for being here. Yes. Hi, Novella. Hello, everybody. I am so excited about being here to let you know that people will have to awaken now. People will have to wake up. Now, I know I always say I'm going to be short. And then our soul family says, no, keep going, keep going. But then, when people listen to the replay, they're like, girl, you're going too long. So I will try my best. And I know I make y'all laugh when I say that, not to be so long-winded. Hi, Alabama in the house, Michigan in the house, Sister Empress Vicky, Dancy, Susanna. Hello, Sister Susanna. Sherry Knight, Shelly, Willie. Now We Rise is in the house. Paulette, Darcy, Harvetta, Novella, Captain Switch, we say hello. Leonard Lassiter Bay, Nicole, all of our soul family is checking in. Lighthouse Digital Productions. Brian is in his house. Coach Pate is here. The Kahara 15. Oh my gosh, so many people are checking in. We have 200 in the chat. Yes! Hi, Joseph Duval. Hi, Joseph. That's how we say Duval County when we're announcing ourselves, being from Northern Florida and Jacksonville. We are excited about our county and we love it here. So family, we say thank you so much for checking in on the government channel about Nassar was not going to go through until, okay. Well, thank you for telling us that, Sister Marilyn, except we see Nassar happening right before our eyes. I know people are saying it's not going to happen, but we see it happening. I saw that. Thank you, Texas Brand. I give thanks to Rumble. I give thanks, who else? To Mark Z for featuring me in parts of my clip here on my channel, for, just saying great things about me. That was on Rumble. I saw it on Dinar Recaps. Where else did I see some of my articles? On the Restored Republic at restoredrepublic.co. So go ahead and please support them. Dinar Recaps, restoredrepublic.co. Mark Z, he has Coffee in the Mornings with Mark Z, and I follow his channel. So I was so honored to see him say something about me. And who else? Anybody that speaks highly about us over here and the things that we're doing, we just want to say thank you. I love you too. Oh, and did you all know that Pimpy was in the chat with us the other night when we did a late night podcast? Pimpy was here, and we love Pimpy and Pimpy's investment chat. I haven't seen him in a long time, so to see him here just excited me, but I didn't recognize him verbally because I didn't know it was him. He goes by, I think it's called The Other Side or something like that. So if you all can find him, I think he's called The Other Side, and we'll look for his channel, but it's Pimpy Investment Chat. You can type that in Google or on YouTube, and he'll pop up. So please support him as well. Yes, Marilyn, we see it. We see it happening, sister. I'll tell you how we know. So the RV is happening. Hi, Laura is coming online now. So again, I want to give homage and thanks to Mark Z, the Restored Republic, a Telegram channel who also featured me, and Dinar Recaps, and Pimpy from the other side of things. That's his channel. Thank you so much for mentioning me and for honoring me. That was such a great honor. So what's in the news, family? Y'all know I'm an air sign. I say that all the time. So much is going on, okay? First of all, let me just start by saying there was an article in Zero Hedge that came out this morning, like about 11:44, that spoke of a dollar collapse happening now. Now, we've been talking about this, so I'm going to start out with that in case you all have things to do and you don't have time to stay around. So I'm going to share this with you right now. But it's interesting to see that now mainstream media is agreeing with us, conspiracy theorists, that the dollar collapse is happening. And if you've spent any time listening to people like Miles Franklin or Andy Scheckman from Miles Franklin or Chris Marcus from Arcadia Economics or Dr. Kia Pruitt, you knew this was coming. This was happening. So hello, family. Keep checking in. You hope everybody is brainstorming on their humanitarian projects. Yes, because things are happening now, family. Keep checking in. What? I didn't know that. I was also featured in Dinar Chronicles. I am so honored. Thank you all for blessing me and just sharing the information here because we desire for everybody to get this good news that we share with one another. So I thank you all for sending me articles, videos, email, and just encouraging me. Okay, I need to watch Dr. Scott Young. Family, please, please, let's support Dr. Scott Young. He gives great information. And here we go. So look at this article. Keep checking in, family. I don't have a whole lot of time, so I don't want to keep you all either too long. Here we go. Now, I want to show you that this is Zero Hedge, okay? This was reported by Tyler Durden, and this was today, Friday, January 27th at 11:44 a.m. I got it. A dollar collapse is now in motion. Saudi Arabia signals the end of petrodollar. What have we been saying? We have been saying for a very long time now that the dollar would collapse because there was an agreement. We call it Project Sandman of over 209 countries agreeing that the dollar would end, agreeing to leave the dollar and flee to gold. So when Vladimir Putin did that, he led the BRICS Union to leave the USD, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. And then when that happened, Saudi Arabia left the United States dollar too. So this led to the collapse of the United States dollar. Now, why was it important for them to mention Saudi Arabia in this particular article from Zero Hedge? I'll tell you why. Because what made the United States dollar the world reserve currency, or the currency that everybody around the world traded with, is our agreement with Saudi Arabia, that we would protect the Saudi dynasty in exchange for their oil and then force every nation in the world to use the United States dollar for trade, for the oil and for trade in general. And if they did not do that, then we would harass them, or we would sanction them by sending bombs over there, or by war, or just sanctioning them and not doing any trade with them. So thank God it's Friday and we got some good news on today. So here you go. We're going to read this article for you. Breaking news, family. The decline of currencies. The decline of a currency's world reserve status is often a long process rife with denials. Remember, we've been talking about this and people were denying it, but you can't deny the truth. There are numerous economic experts out there that have been dismissing any and all warnings of dollar collapse for years. They just don't get it, or they don't want to get it. The idea that the United States currency could never could ever, be dethroned as the de facto global trade mechanism is impossible in their minds. One of the key pillars keeping the dollar in place as the world reserve is its petrol status. And that's what we were talking about. Its petrol status, exchanging US dollars for oil. Okay. And again, that's what made the United States dollar the world reserve currency. So the key pillar, or one of the key pillars keeping the dollar in place as the world reserve, is its petrol status. And this factor is often held up as the reason why the greenback cannot fail or could not fail, so they thought. The other argument is that the dollar is backed by the full force of the US military. Remember, I said that. I said if they didn't use the United States dollar, we would just send bombs over there or send a war over there. So this agreement was backed by the United States military, and the United States military is backed by the United States Treasury and the Federal Reserve. In other words, the dollar is backed by the dollar. It's a very circular and naive position. These sentiments are not only pervasive among mainstream economists, as well as your Keynesian economists. Those are mainstream economists, whereas your Austrian economists tend to not be mainstream economists. But one of the sentiments that are pervasive among mainstream economists is that they're also all over the place within the alternative media. So this person or this article, this author is saying that he suspects the main hangup for liberty movement analysis is the motion that the globalist establishment could ever allow the dollar or the US economy to fail. Isn't the dollar system their golden goose? And the answer is no, absolutely not. The dollar is just another stepping stone towards their goal of a one world economy and a one world currency. They've killed the world reserve status of their currencies in the past. Why wouldn't they do the same to the dollar? So I will for you to please look at that. This is breaking news that now this information is on Zero Hedge. So now that it's coming along online in Zero Hedge, you're going to start to see more people report on that in terms of mainstream media and different outlets, not just your alternative media. But we knew this was going to happen in terms of mainstream media, even far right media and other journalists announcing this, people outside of social media announcing this, because you cannot hold back the truth. Yes. Plus, we told you all that an article surfaced just, I think it was January 23rd, telling us that stocks were about to crash. Therefore, we should go to gold and silver as a safe haven. I mean, you cannot make this up. So much is going on. We said it would happen, and now it's finally here. So look at this article, because I did talk about this the other day. However, it's good to bring it back up. Now, this was published again January the 23rd, 2023. And this is in the Business Insider. I'm so excited that this information is surfacing so that people can awaken or wake up. Everybody say they woke, but are you really awake? Wake up and smell it, coffee family. Stocks are about to crash as the perfect bull market cocktail of the last 4 decades ends, says a veteran investment chief. So this veteran investment chief basically said that over the last 4 decades, they had a bull run in the stock market. So everybody felt confident. They weren't worried at all. They thought the stock market was okay. And they were just excited, that the stock market was thriving. However, this chief investment officer says, our time is up. Oh, play the violins, cue the orchestra, because the deep state in the United States corporation is coming to an end. So let me read a little bit about this. Here we go. In an interview with Insider Gateway Credit Chief Investment Officer Tim Gramatovich, I always get it incorrect, said stock valuations will crater in 2023. So he said, basically that the stock market is about to crash. He goes on to say, and I quote, we had the perfect bull market cocktail starting in the early 80s, incredibly low valuations, and the beginning of globalization and all its benefits, huge growth, low costs, he said. Adding that slowing population growth threatens the productivity of the workforce. But we are now looking at the mirror opposite going forward. Very bad demographics globally and a spent dividend on globalization and technology. So extrapolating valuation over the last couple of decades makes no sense. In essence, family, it's over. The stock market will crash. And anytime you see mainstream media admit this, then you know something is up. Because I don't know if you all remember me telling you all that the reason why mainstream media is now telling the truth is because they have to. So they have to tell us the truth about what's going on because of the speech that President Trump gave on December the 15th. So December the 15th of 2022 was actually the anniversary of the Bill of Rights. So when he gave the speech on December 15th, 2022, he said he was coming up with a Bill of Rights Act. And he made this announcement that was actually beautiful. Now, a lot of people completely missed it when we said on my platform that President Trump is going to give a speech on December 15, 2022, and it's going to be an excellent speech. You guys, make sure you watch it. People were upset because when he first came out on Truth Social on that day, he came out with the Trump card for sale. And I kept saying, even that is huge, right? The Trump card, but people were upset. However, they didn't see that at the bottom of the Trump card, what it actually said, and you had to look at it because the words look pretty blurry. It said, the time has finally come. The time for what, family? The time for the deep state to end, the time for the truth to come out, and the time for the republic to be restored. So I want to show you a little bit of that speech just so you can know that that Digital Rights Act actually was the announcement that mainstream media had to tell us the truth. Now, I'm not sure if you have time to look at that, but basically he said these words, when I am president, the whole rotten system of censorship and information control will be ripped out of the system at large, and there won't be anything left of it. That, my dears, is what President Trump said on December the 15th. So I'm going to find that article for you. Please keep talking to each other in the chat. And I had pulled it up, but then I don't know, I must have accidentally gotten rid of it. So this is the speech on December the 15th. I think that was a live that I did. He said he was going to root out the rotten system. Let me just type it in, December 15th. In other news, I don't know if you all saw what I posted earlier this morning, but I posted something earlier this morning before I get to Trump's speech. No, I'll show you that later, but let's go ahead and see why it is that the truth is finally coming out on mainstream media outlets. Now, people are reporting all type of things that in the past was like taboo, you didn't speak on. So here we go. If you look at my video from December the 15th, I'm glad you all are talking to each other. If you looked at my video on December 15th, you go to Dr. Kia Pruitt channel, you can look in the search part and just put December 15th and this video will come up. Or you can just search for the video that says Dr. Kia Pruitt deciphers President Trump's speech. You will hear what he said he's going to do. So let's see, here we go. This is the video, and it's called Deciphering President Trump's Announcement on December 15th, plus what happened in history on the 15th. Now, what happened on history, I told you on December 15th, 1791 was the Bill of Rights were put into law, or the Bill of Rights came online. So it made sense for him to make this announcement December the 15th, 2022, that he was coming up with a digital Bill of Rights. Now, essentially what he said is he was signing an executive order banning the federal department or any agency colluding with any business or any person that censored the American people. And then he went on to give 5 points of his speech, and I'm going to let you listen to just the end of that speech. Okay, so if you go to 20, I think it's like 2620 of this video, from 2620 to 2647, he will give his conclusion to this specific speech. So I'm going to mute it right now and put one in the chat, please, and let me know that you can hear it. I'm only going to do a few minutes, like only 27 seconds of this speech so you can hear the conclusion. Here we go. So it should be 2620 to the 26-minute and 47th mark of this speech. So I'm muting it now.
The fight for free speech is a matter of victory or death for America and for the survival of Western civilization itself. When I am president, this whole rotten system of censorship and information control will be ripped out of the system at large. There won't be anything left. By restoring free speech, we will begin to reclaim our democracy and save our nation. Thank you, and God bless America.
So I'm sure you all heard that, what he said. He said, when I am president, because basically we already know that he is president, when I am president, the whole rotten system of censorship and information control will be ripped out of the system at large, and there won't be anything left of it. So this is why we see so much truth coming out now. Now, not only did we hear that the dollar was collapsing, and not only did we see that one of the articles that I brought up said that stocks are going to collapse. And so we need to rush to gold as a safe haven. I don't even think I got to that part that talked about rushing to gold as a safe haven, but I'll see if I can find that article really quickly. But other things are being announced. Other things, such as something that's really exciting to me, and that is that the GOP or the Republicans continue to attack the IRS. So they're saying that they're going to vote on ending the IRS altogether. And that's why I'm trying to encourage my sister that said somebody said that NASARA won't happen, or it won't happen until 2024. We see NASARA happening already. So let me show you what I mean, because according to NASARA, you have to end the IRS and end the Federal Reserve. Remember, we have the gold, and gold will end the Fed. Now, there were two bills that were put forward in 2018, and that was House Resolution 24 and House Resolution 25 to actually monitor and end or collapse the IRS and the Federal Reserve, which is why President Trump put the duties of the Federal Reserve and the IRS actually underneath the United States Treasury Department. So that was just a precursor. Those two bills, House Resolutions 24 and 25, to let us know that they were actually working behind the scenes to collapse the system. And that is also why Alexander Mooney, who was the representative of West Virginia, came up with House Resolution 5404 in 2018 to define the dollar as a fixed weight in gold. And then he came back with House Resolution 9157 in October of 2022, introducing the Gold Standard Restoration Act. And that act also would define the dollar as a fixed weight in gold, because what they're doing is annihilating those systems that were against us, those three-letter organizations, and bringing online a new quantum financial system, a gold-backed, silver-backed financial system. Okay, so we see gold coming back online, with country after country leaving the United States dollar. This is why Zero Hedge brought up Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia was actually the precursor to this whole system collapsing, because again, what made the United States dollar our world reserve currency was our agreement with Saudi Arabia. So let's get into what Congress is doing right now as we speak to usher in this golden era and to bring us peace and equity. So here we go. This was just produced on January the 26th, 2023. So anybody that says that NASARA is not happening, that, it looks like we're just lying, we're making stuff up, it's okay, because everybody doesn't have the information that we have. But I need for you to see this article that was published just yesterday about what's going on with Congress. Now, the House, it has been overtaken by Republicans or the GOP. So we see them working on our behalf. Here we go. Let's dig into the article just a little bit, because you all may be joining me at work, and I want you to hurry up and get back to what you have to get back to. Congress to vote on whether to abolish the IRS and introduce the one national tax rate. If you recall, part of NASARA, one of the benefits of NASARA is to end the IRS, to end the Federal Reserve, and to end other three-letter organizations that's a part of the United States Incorporated. And the only tax that they say we will have is a flat tax. A flat tax on big ticket items. And I think it was 17% or something like that. But that's a flat tax only on those items that cost a whole lot of money. But no more income tax, no more taxing us for this, taxing us for that, taxing us for, on your food, taxing us on your things that you buy. That's over. Now, so we know it's over, and we're bringing that into our reality with our positive mindset and a sense of knowing as we live out our daily lives. So, and I'm going to do a video later about your word. It's one of the Toltec principles about minding the things that you speak and the meditation of your heart, things upon which you think, because we bring those things into reality. So while other people are saying it can't happen, it won't happen, forget about it, we're saying it will happen. And we've been saying that now for a few years, and we see it happening with our eyes. So let's dig into this article. Congress to vote on whether to abolish the IRS and introduce the one national tax. Now, one national tax rate. Right now, the average price of a loaf of bread is approximately $1.87. I don't know what loaf of bread they're talking about, because here in Florida, my loaf of bread, and I'm talking about average, is at least $3.50. So I don't know where they talking about loaf of bread is only $1.87, because it starts at $3 here and goes all the way up to $6 or more. Under a new law proposed by House Republicans, that price would go to more than $2.50. This will be the result of the Fair Tax Act, a bill proposed by around 30 House Republicans. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, a Republican of California, has promised to bring it before the chamber for a vote, although he has not specified when and under what conditions. The Fair Tax Act is the latest incarnation of an idea that has bounced around for more than a generation. So it's bounced around for more than a generation, but now people have introduced bills to make this a reality for us. And again, I said those were House Resolutions 24 and 25. The proposed law would eliminate the IRS entirely. The proposed law will eliminate the IRS entirely and with it, all federal taxes, including the income, payroll, estate, and corporate taxes. In its place, Congress would enact a flat 30% sales tax on all goods and services nationwide, according to this article. However, we know that there will only be actually one sales tax on big ticket items. So go back and look at that article, family. I promise to put that article in the description section. So it's very important for you to look in the description sections, family members, and see all of the articles that I use in support of the assertions that I make in my videos. Now, a couple of days ago, I spent hours digging up different articles, videos to support my claim, and I put them in the description section. I don't know what happened. They completely disappeared. I don't know if I forgot to save it. I don't know, but I'm going to go back and do that. And I think it was a live I did like 2 days ago. So again, these are the things that are happening behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know. So let's recap. President Trump made a speech on December 15th. Now that he made a speech, he said he was going to make an announcement when he came on his Truth Social. He did. On the 15th, he announced his Trump card. And at the end of his Trump card, he said, the time has finally come. And on the Trump card, he looked like he was Superman, him in a Superman outfit. Then later on that day, on December 15th, which is also the anniversary of the Bill of Rights that was signed in 1791 of December 15th, he stated that he was going against any news outlets or any sources who were trying to censor the American people. In summary, he said, and I showed you the clip, that when I am president, the whole rotten system of censorship and information control will be ripped out of the system at large, and there won't be anything left of it. Additionally, what we brought to you today is that there was an article out by Zero Hedge that says the dollar is collapsing as Saudi Arabia has decided to end their agreement with the United States. Also, we brought for you an article that talked about stocks and how the stocks were about to collapse. Now, I've been talking about this for a long time, that the stock market has to collapse. Everything tied to the dollar will collapse. And if you look up Project Sandman, you know that what they said is that countries, it says 100 plus countries, but we know 209 countries agreed to leave the United States dollar and to leave the United States hegemony or the United States leadership. And when that happens, everything that's dollar denominated, or what they said, dollar denominated something tied to the dollar, everything that's attached to the dollar or the dollar denomination will collapse along with the USD. So we're seeing an orchestrated collapse of the United States Incorporated. So that Project Sandman tells you that as soon as these countries leave, it's going to happen immediately. Now, we over here, we know what that means is that countries have decided they're no longer afraid of the United States. They're not afraid of the United States sending any war over there, especially when Saudi Arabia left the USD and said they were going to gold. They knew that all these other countries could do the same. And so now we have 85% of the global population that have left the United States dollar and fled to the gold standard. 85% of the world population and essentially all exporting nations have decided to leave the US dollar. That's huge. So that leaves the United States, Mexico, and Canada. That union that number 45 had actually formed before he left, the USMCA. So what else is in the news? We talked about Congress voting to end the IRS, which is happening. And then let me show you this one thing that my good friend Metroid sent me, Patrick Hawkins from Cleveland, my homie, because we're from the same hometown. I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. This is interesting. And then I'll slow down. Okay. This is from dailymail.co.uk. I don't know if you heard about this, but Argentine Customs, their customs agent seized $120,000 worth of currency, including bills that were used in the German NAZI camps. This actually was breaking news. It broke on yesterday, I believe. It was published on yesterday, but this is really interesting. Let me read this to you, just a brief clip of why I think this was interesting. So it seems that they're seizing stolen money, they're seizing different assets from people who have been historically considered criminals, and they are freezing those assets. And this goes along with Executive Order 13818 that President Trump signed. And that executive order stated that anybody that had any dealings with trafficking of any sort or any nefarious activities that dealt with humans, children, or women, or money, that's in money laundering, or drugs, will have their assets frozen, and they will be dealt with by military tribunals. So here you go. Argentine custom agent sees 120,000 worth of currency, including bills used in this particular German NAZI camp. So Argentina's Directorate General of Customs seized a massive coin and bill collection, which dated back to the 18th century. The stash was confiscated on Wednesday, that was 2 days ago, when a couple arrived from Uruguay on a ferry and lied and told customs that they were not carrying any valuables. The collection has a value of $120,000 and featured two rare American bills for $1.25 and $1.50. Each bill is worth, of course, that they're saying, but we don't know how much it's really worth. So this massive collection of coins and bills, including a stash that was used in German camps, was confiscated from this couple. The burst was made Wednesday when the owner of a vehicle and his wife were approached for a routine inspection. After they arrived on a ferry from Colonia, Uruguay, according to the Director General of Customs. The collections worth $120,000 featured UKRAIN. I don't know if you can say that word yet, but so the collection worth this amount, 120,000, featured the ukulele and German bills that were currencies of the choice of the NAZI of these camps during World War II. Very interesting. Authorities in Argentina were tipped off by the Interpol, who had previously flagged the Argentine man because he had 3 ongoing investigations for alleged crimes that were committed. This man had been investigated several months ago by custom agents in Argentina for importing a coin collection. So we see that a lot of people behind the scenes are being arrested and their goods or their assets being confiscated. So I wanted to share that with you all just to let you know that things truly are happening behind the scenes. Now, not only is that happening, but I reported something this morning that I don't know, it kind of took me by surprise, because I'm like, just a few days ago, the 3-letter organization starting with an F, ending with the I, raided 46's home. And I was like, oh my God, isn't that interesting? Because they raided President Trump's home on, it was August 8th, 2022. And I told you all, I said that is the date of the Lion's Gate. The Lion's Gate is an ancient something that the ancients used to talk about what was going on in constellations. And they said that was a time when you would come out bursting through the gate or bursting through a portal, screaming and shouting, raving about your victory, roaring like a lion, bursting through the gate, roaring like a lion, declaring your victory. So when the FBI had raided his home on August 8th, 2022, I said, keep your eyes open. President Trump is about to come bursting through this gate, making himself known. And so we saw a few months later him coming out, giving announcements, and we saw him giving that announcement on December the 15th. So it's interesting also that the same man who tried, I think it was an FBI agent who tried to have Trump investigated, actually just got arrested because he said Trump colluded with the big bear, the country that starts with the R and ends with A. This same guy got arrested for he himself colluding with a Russian oligarch. And if I can find that article, I will bring that to your attention. But now we know that they investigated Trump and they raided his home on August 8th, 2022. And we also know that they raided 46's home just the other day. And then we see this very interesting tweet by George Papadopoulos that came out. I think it was like late last night. And then I was like, dang, and then it was erased. So let's look at this because I can't say it, without getting censored. But look at this. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that, but articles of IMPEA, CHMENT accusing you know who of the T word. They have been introduced in the House of Representatives, and that was on yesterday. So things are happening, family. Not only was his home raided, but his son's laptop is being investigated. His chief of staff was recently, his chief of staff of his administration recently, and he is under investigation. 46. So much is happening. It's my desire, therefore, for you to remain encouraged and know that our time has come. We are being vindicated. This is the year of the Gemel. The Gemel is a Hebrew letter that sums up the Hebrew year this year, and it looks like a man walking. The Gemel stands for a year of retribution, a time of retribution, a season of retribution. So retribution means that you're going to be paid, you're going to be repaid for your acts. So those of us who have been good and who have been righteous and who have lived the life that we should will receive compensation for that during this year of retribution. On the other hand, those nefarious people who have done evil to we the people, they will receive their just reward. Okay, so this Hebrew year, I think I said it was 5786. Let me see, what year is this? Is represented again by the Gemel with 5783. I'm sorry, I got it wrong. It's represented by the Gemel, which looks, or Gimmel, which looks like a man walking. And when you ask for interpretation of that Gemel, that symbol, that letter, the reason why it looks like a man walking is because you have to ask yourself, what is he walking towards and from what is he walking away? So he's walking away from the past and from any harm and any trouble, any lack or any poverty, but he's walking towards abundance and prosperity. And he's walking towards people that he's supposed to help during the season of retribution and the season of the Chinese water rabbit, or the time of overflow, abundance, and prosperity. So during 5783 or 2023, when you add up those numbers, come up to 7, which is the year of completion, you have a time of overflow, a time of abundance, a season of prosperity. And according to the Hebrew tradition, this whole year of 5783 is symbolized by the letter Gimmel, Gimmel, which is again a man, looks like a man walking. So family and friends, what am I saying? I'm saying in my conclusion, be encouraged, be uplifted. It is my desire to edify you, to strengthen you, to support you and encourage you and let you know that this is our season of prosperity, our season of abundance and overflow. As such, we should be walking away from everything that tried to hold us back and walk towards the abundance that the Creator has in store for us, and walk towards the people that need us to help them. So as somebody else said earlier in the chat, start thinking about your humanitarian projects. What are you going to do to help people? What are you going to do for your community, your family, other countries, other nations, other communities? Whatever it is that you desire to do, write it down and get ready. Get ready for the season of prosperity, abundance, and peace, because we're manifesting it and it is happening right now as we speak. So family, I don't have much more to say. It was my desire to bring you that news, and also my desire to let you know that I will continue to report the news to you to keep you uplifted, to keep you inspired, and to keep you encouraged. So my name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. I trust that I said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you to live and create the most magnificent, amazing, abundant life that you desire and deserve. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Peace, family. And bye for now. I will talk to you later. Mwah. I love you. Bye-bye. Make this a great day. Peace.